Another beautiful winter's day here in Maui. And today what's kind of on my mind is how the internet's changed things a lot. Like, I don't remember specific figures, and I don't even know how they calculate the figures to know how accurate they are, but I think like over a third of the world has internet access now, at least in a limited form. And so that changes things a lot. Like, back in the day, things would be kind of more regional. Like, if you could be the best in your area, you could do really good. You wouldn't be seeing what all the absolute best people in the world are doing all the time. And like, you would only be limited to the craziness, the silliness, the stupidity in your region. Now we have internet access, and certain places like Twitter with its 140 character thing are perfectly set up to give a huge voice to super self-centered people with like no grasp of reality or how their actions affect other people. So you can spend a little bit of time on Twitter or Facebook or watching YouTube videos and think the world's extremely stupid and that it doesn't have a prayer, and it can kind of depress you. But it's just because it's all there now. Like, before it was spread out all over the world, now you can see like a huge portion of it just right there at your computer. So what's crazy though is a lot of really stupid, unreasonable people can all agree on the same topic, even if they're completely wrong, and it can affect policies and people's jobs and have great sway. But I don't really know how you would fix that. I'm thinking of like people that are like super ultra hypersensitive and super extreme about some cause that at one time was rooted in something good and could still be rooted in something good in other parts of the world, and even certain specific cases of these more developed places in the world. But like, take something like these social warriors or like feminism. Like, look what all feminism did at the beginning. Like, there was extreme inequality, and it helped improve that and make it way better. But now, even though we have horrible things happening all over the world to women, the first world feminists are worried about how many people are in such and such a movie and what kind of pronoun you're using and how you phrase things. Basically, there's a lot of attempts to censor stuff. People don't like free speech anymore, or at least these extremists. It's probably always been the case, but we give them a bigger voice now because they're right there before us and they're there in masses. Like, you get a whole bunch of self-centered people together and they cry and whine about something. A lot of times people are like, this is driving me crazy, and they just cave in to shut them up. But they're never happy. And it's all over the place. Like, I don't know, it's weird stuff. And like I said, you just didn't used to see it before. It's just like, no matter how good you are at something, how much time you put into something, how much talent you have, unless you're one of the lucky, gifted few that was given a world-class ability and had enough interest to develop it and put the time and hard work in to bring it up to world-class level, if you go online, you're gonna see a great number of examples of people just completely blowing you away at your favorite things, at the things you're most talented in, and it can make you feel discouraged. So it's easy to feel small when you're online, and it's easy to feel frustrated and annoyed when you're online because you're seeing all the greatest and all the worst, and it's all right there. It used to be spread out over the whole world, and you only had to deal with a small percentage of it, and it didn't affect you as much. But now, instead of like the dozen crazy extremists in your city kind of annoying you and everyone just kind of ignores them and yeah, they're crazy, now all these cities all over the world have all these crazies unite and actually affect change and whatnot. So it's crazy. I don't really know how the world's gonna deal with such things, if they're just gonna keep caving in and being unreasonable, or if the stupid policies they make are gonna come back and bite everyone and civilization will collapse, or at least in certain nations. I don't know. It's one of those things where, I don't know, you could try to be actively involved and try to make things better, or you can be like George Carlin and just sit back and watch the show. And that definitely takes a lot less effort and is definitely more amusing. But luckily, I think here in Maui and the other 3 major islands, doesn't hit us quite as hard. It feels like we're a little bit more isolated and removed. I think it's still pretty good here. And maybe it's good where you're at too, and I hope it is. But so my personal life doesn't seem to be affected by it much. I think I can still start up my kung fu school and read my books and enjoy the beach and lift my weights and enjoy good food. So I think for me personally, it's not a big deal. It's craziness seeing it out there, you know. It's all I was thinking about last night, because I was like, these people, they're crazy. And then I'm like, I bet they've always been around. It's just you weren't seeing it as much before. Anyway, I have one last great day off here ahead of me, and I think I'm gonna go start enjoying it. So have yourself a great day.